Good morning, Elizabeth Ide. Today, I am going to read you Dr. Seuss ABC book. And this book might look really familiar to you because you've read it before in your classrooms or maybe even at your house. So, as I'm reading, I want you to be thinking of additional words. Oops, sorry, Lincoln's there. Additional words that start with that letter. Okay? Big A, little a, what begins with A? So think of a word. What begins with A? I've got one in my mind. It's an apple. Aunt Annie's alligator. A. So it looks like a crocodile, but it's actually an alligator. It's Auntie Anne's. Big B, little b. What begins with B? So think of something that begins with a B. I'm thinking of a banana. I'm going to try to do some fruit and vegetables during this book. Barber, baby, bubbles, and a bumblebee. Those all begin with a b sound. Big C, little c. What begins with C? Camel on the ceiling. C. So think about something besides a camel on a ceiling that begins with a C. Now, an animal that just walked by me was my cat, Lincoln, but I thought of carrots. How yummy. Carrots. Big D, little d, David, Donald, do. Dreamed a dozen donuts and a duck dog too. Ooh, a duck dog. How interesting. Those donuts sure look good. I hope to have a dozen of them. Dozen. Thinking of a D vegetable or a D fruit. I can think of some things that are going to come up soon from the springtime to summer. Those are dandelions. Yeah, those aren't the most fun for the adults. I know kids like to pick them though. A, B, C, D, E. Ear, egg, elephant, E. I'm going to do a little baking later with some eggs, eggs. And soon on Sunday, it will be Easter. That's also an E word. Big F, little f, F. 4 fluffy feathers on a fifer, feff. Whew, that's a tricky word. Lots of animals like fish. That's another word, fish. And I hope today you have so much fun. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Goat, grow, goo, goggles, G. When you're with your families, I hope you're playing lots of games. And this morning, I packed my husband's lunch and I put some grapes in there. Grapes. He likes the red grapes best. Big H, little h. Hungry, horse, hay. Hen in a hat. Hooray! I know that I've seen lots of people walking and they have hats on. And I know right away in the morning, sometimes you guys get really hungry. Big I, little I. Ichabod is itchy, so am I. Oh no, I hope you're not itchy. Itchy. I can think of an animal that begins with an I, and it's an iguana. Iguana. Big J, little j. What begins with J? So think of something that, What begins with a J? Jerry, Jordan's jelly jar, and jam begin that way. I know that one of my favorite things to snack on or have for lunch is a peanut butter and jelly Uncrustable. Yum! Big K, little K, kitten, kangaroo, kick a kettle, kite, and a king's kerchoo. So think of what's a K word. I really like, and I don't know if you guys have ever had before, but I like the fruit that's kiwi. It has a brown shell, kind of like a coconut looking. It's not really a shell, you can cut it off, and it's green inside, and it's super good. Big L, little Lola lop. Left leg, lazy lion, licks a lollipop. Now I know all of you guys are thinking of an L begins with lion because we are lions at Elizabethide. Lions. I love to lick a lollipop. Lollipop. Big M, little m, many mumbling mice are making midnight music in the moonlight. Mighty nice. M. And sometimes we say, that's delicious. And some fruit that I like to eat sometimes are dried mangoes. They're very sweet. Mangoes. Big N, little n. What begins with those? 9 new neckties and a nightshirt and nose. So we have our nose. Also in my husband's lunch today, I packed him some nuts, some almond nuts. Nuts. O is very useful. You use it when you say, Oscar's only ostrich oiled an orange owl today. Now I'm going to steal one of their words to think of my O word because I've got some cuties in my refrigerator and those are like mini oranges. So, oranges. They're super delicious. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Think of something that begins with the letter P. P. I'm going to think of something too. Painting pink pajamas, policeman in a pail, Peter Pepper's puppy, and now Papa's in the pail. What did you think of for your P word? I thought of one of my favorite vegetables, and it's a potato. I love potatoes because they can be so many different ways. I can have a baked potato, I can have sweet potatoes, I can have au gratin potatoes, hash browns, French fries, mashed potatoes, so many different things I can do with a potato. Big Q, little q. What begins with Q? This one's a little tricky, but look at the picture. What do you think is a Q? The quick queen of Quincy and her quacking quackaroo. I thought of when I was thinking of a Q word, I thought of a quilt. A quilt keeps me nice and warm. It's like a blanket, but it's knitted and someone has to make it. Big R, little r. Rosy Robin Ross. Rosy's going riding on her red rhinoceros. What's an R word that you can think of? I sure like red. I like riding a bike. Riding a bike. Big S, little s. Silly Sammy Slick sipped 6 sodas and got sick. So that's just a reminder that we don't drink a lot of soda, or some of you might call it pop. Think of a word that begins with an S, and I'm going to think of a word that I don't like that I'm going to come up with an S. My S word is spiders. Spiders. I do not like them. They scare me. T. What begins with T? 10 tired turtles on a tuttle tree. Think of a T word. T. When I go camping, I have to use a tent. Tent is my word. Big U, little u. What begins with U? Uncle Ub's umbrella in his underwear too. I'm going to be stealing this U word for umbrella. And when you're holding the umbrella, you have to hold it up. Big V, little v, Vera Violet Vin is very, very, very awful on her violin. Think of a V word. V. I thought of a couple. Well, Violet is her name in here, but it's also a color. People drive in a van. And when I got married, I went to Vera's House of Bridals in Wisconsin to get my dress. Vera's. WWW. Willie Waterloo washes Warren Wiggins, who is washing Waldo Woo. So think of a W word. Last night it was raining quite hard and there was lots of water coming down and wind all around. It was kind of scary for a moment there. X is very useful if your name is Nixie Knox. It also comes in handy spelling axe, an extra fox. So think of an X word. I think of always the word when I think of X as X-ray. X-ray, and that's when they take a picture to make sure you're feeling okay. And make sure you got everything going on good, or if you break a bone. Big Y, little y, a yawning yellow yak. Young Yolanda Yorgeson is yelling on his back. What kind of Y word can you come up with? So she talked about yelling and the word yellow. A Y word, that can be quite tricky. Oh, I'm yawning. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and shout it out with me. Z. Big Z, little z. What begins with Z? And I'm really missing the zoo right now because I want to see some zebras. So think of a z sound. Z word. I do. I am a zizzer, zazzer, zuzz, and you can plainly see. Sing the ABCs with me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. I hope, Elizabeth, that you were able to figure out some words that began with your ABCs. And if you want to share them with me, feel free to email. I would love to hear those words that you came up with. Or if I Zoom with you, you can tell me then. Bye, guys.